Good morning, everyone. So I'm getting ready to go to the gym. And when I get home, I want to have one of my healthy 2-ingredient bagels, 3 if you count the egg whites that you brush on top of the bagels. So a lot of you said that you were going to make these bagels. So I was getting ready to make them, and I thought, well, why don't I just do it on live Facebook so you all can actually see how I make the 2-ingredient bagels. And what's great about them is they're delicious. And they're healthier than the bagels that you go out and buy either at the bagel store or the ones you buy in the grocery store. The difference is they're like 150 calories compared to like 230 to 800 depending on what you get. So real quick, I'm going to make this quick because I got to get off to the gym. The ingredients you'll need are flour and non-fat, no flavor Greek yogurt. So typically you're going to use a self-rising flour, but because I want a healthier bagel, I'm using the whole wheat because I don't want all my nutrients stripped out and bleached. So I'm not using the white flour, so I'll need to use the baking powder. Now, if you are using regular flour, self-rising flour, you will not need the baking powder or the salt. All right, let's just go to it. Okay, so first ingredient, and what I'll do is I'll post the picture when they're done. I'll post a picture and show you when they're done. You're going to use, in my case, I'm using whole wheat flour, so I'm going to use a cup of flour. And because I'm using whole wheat flour that is not self-rising, I'm going to do 2 teaspoons of baking powder. That'll make it rise. And then I'm also going to go, I don't measure much, so I'm also just going to put a little dash of salt in there. And then I'm going to mix that up so all the baking powder is mixed with the flour. I promise you guys, this is going to be a quick demonstration. There's not a lot to it. Next ingredient is your non-fat, non-flavored Greek yogurt. It is crazy how these have the consistency and texture of a bagel. It's just nuts. And I've used them. I put like a sugar-free jam on them. I actually had a bagel with meatballs in it last night. My sister has tried this recipe with just making it as a pizza dough, and she said she fell in love with it. So, I mean, it's kind of a healthier alternative and super easy to make. So basically all you want to do now is mix up these ingredients, and it's going to be kind of a doughy consistency. Personally, I like to get my hands in there, so I'm going to put a little bit of, spray a little bit of oil on them just so it won't stick. But I like to get my hands in there because it's easier to mix it up. And another thing, I like to use one of these like silicone cutting boards to put my bagels out on to get them ready to go. And you're going to need a little bit of extra flour so that you can knead them and they don't stick to that. So right now I'm going to go ahead and get my extra flour. And I'm going to go ahead and just take this out because it's going to be easier to deal with. And I'm going to knead this a little bit. See, just kneading the dough. Got a lot of it stuck to my hands and fingers. Okay, so this is going to make 4 bagels. Or you can do whatever you want to with this dough. If you want to make it into a pizza crust, go for it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide this up into 4 pieces. Try to get them as even as possible. And here's where the magic happens with the bagel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, after I knead this a little bit, I'm going to roll this out into a rope. And once I've rolled it out into a rope, I'm going to make a bagel shape out of it. Now, I'm not going to go through and roll all of these because, I mean, you guys are busy. You might be heading to work. You don't have time to watch this whole thing. But you kind of just make it look like a little donut. See? All right. Like I said, I'm not going to do all of them right now. But what I like to do is use the egg whites, a container of egg whites, so that I don't have to crack an egg. It's just so much easier. And I just put the egg white on top of that. And then I like, this does make it more than 2 ingredients, but I like to add this everything but the bagel seasoning. This is from Trader Joe's. I'm sure you can get it in other places. I like to add that to the top. And then basically, here's what I do with my messy hands. I use my air fryer. I spray it with some grapeseed oil or some Pam, anything that's like a 0 calorie. I'll put 2 of these in here because it is a smaller air fryer, and then I'll cook this in my air fryer at 350 for about 11 minutes. It gives it a super crispy, wonderful texture. They're so good. I've had like a yogurt chicken salad on them. Just trying to be healthier, and they're super easy and super delicious. Alternatively, if you do not have an air fryer, you're going to want to put these in your oven. I believe 350 for 25 to 30 minutes. So voila, that's how simple it is to make these, well, 2 ingredient bagels. Mine ended up being a couple more ingredients because the flour I chose to use, and then of course, you know, the egg white for brushing, you could count that as a 3rd ingredient. But these are great for Weight Watchers. They're like 4 points for Weight Watchers. Calorie count is about 150. And they're super filling, especially I think if you use the wheat flour, you're going to get more nutritional value. So that means you're going to stay full longer. But they're delicious, wonderful, makes a great breakfast sandwich, makes a great, you can have a great lunch. You can do pretty much anything with them. So with that, I'm going to end the video. I'm going to go bake my bagels. I hope you guys have a super duper wonderful day.